Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys a really quick brow routine. I'm going to show you the eyebrows that I would wear with a full face, and then I'm also going to show you a few ways that I just fill in my eyebrows when I'm just running out the house and I just don't want to look like I don't have eyebrows. So yeah, let's get right to it. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a professional. This is just what I do for me. Me personally, I don't like check mark brows. Like that's just not the move for me. So I do try to make my brows look as natural as possible, even when I have a full face of makeup, because as you can see, my hair is just like, I have the funniest little hair. My hair is like super curly and it's like thin, but it's also, I don't know, it's just, my hair is just really soft and really like gentle. Like I have gentle features, so I feel like, aside from my big ass nose, but I feel like I don't be want my eyebrows to just look too dramatic. So we're first gonna start with like something I would do. Now this is something I would do if I was just like running out with Bae, but I don't want Bae to know that I don't have no eyebrows. So majority of the products that I use are Anastasia. So the thing that I use the most, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Perfect Brow Pencil, and it's just a brow pencil. This color is medium brown. This is too light for my hair right now because I have a rinse on my hair, but my natural hair color is brown. So basically what I would just do is just brush my eyebrows. So once I brush them up, the next thing I'm gonna do is just try to make sure this is like not super dull, but not like extremely sharp. And then I just kind of like, I have a mole right there too, it's so annoying. I just kind of start in the middle, always start in the middle, and just kind of like trace the shape, but not dramatically. Like already you can see how much darker this brow is than this brow. So just tracing the shape super lightly. Bring it more to the back. This is the part that gets tricky because this like defines what your brow is gonna look like. This part is really gonna tell you if you're gonna have a check mark or if you're gonna have a brow. Aim for the brow, not the check mark. So just try to be very subtle with your curve. Don't try to just be like, because it's just gonna look crazy. I mean, unless that's what you into. So after I do that, so then this spoolie thing, this also really comes in handy. And these get dirty too. So when another really major key alert, these get dirty. When you wash your makeup brushes, wash these spoolies and watch how much stuff come out of them. So then I just kind of like brush it, but then I also like pay it forward. Roderick slang. And just kind of like brush it out and then just kind of bring some of that excess to the front, because the front of your brows are always lighter than the back, or they're supposed to be. And then boom, a brow, a natural brow. Like it doesn't even look like, if you saw this, you wouldn't think that I have makeup on my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do the other one. Boom, natural brows. So that's brow number one. That's my, we're just going to Starbucks. I'm going to the gym, but I still want to be cute because I might take a selfie brow. Very simple. Brow number two. Okay, guys, so brow number two is gonna be a little bit more in depth. This is gonna be the brow that I would wear if I was like going somewhere. Like this is a daytime brow. This is like I really am going somewhere. I really am dressing up. and I have on lipstick, and I have on all this other stuff on my face that I just can't have that little subtle brow. But also this is like my chill brow too. Like it's not full face brow. It's like an in-between. So it's gonna be the same process. I wipe those other brows off, and I'm gonna take a spoolie, and I'm just gonna shape my brows first, make sure they all going in the right direction. Sips wine. Then I'm gonna take a stiffer brush. So what I'm gonna use is my MAC 286 angle brush. This is like a classic. This is what I used to use when I used to be making check mark brows. If you go to MAC and you are starting off in makeup, they're gonna sell you this brush. Like this is a go-to brush. So I'm gonna use my Anastasia Dipbrow in the color Ebony. I have Anastasia Dipbrow in every color. Kyra got me hooked on Ebony. I don't know why, because it's so dark, but I have dark hair right now, so, and my hair is naturally like super brown, so I've been using this a lot. So I'm gonna make sure this is a fresh Ebony. If y'all Ebony crusty, you gotta get a new one if you wanna do this. I'm gonna make sure that I dip it in a really stiff spot, like not like this is too crusty, like something that's really like loose. I mean, not loose, stiff, but also very moisturized, not a dried out part, because you need this to be very loose for it to work. And I'm basically gonna mimic hair strokes. Like I'm going to do like microblading, but with makeup. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on there, and then I'm going to go in and literally mimic hair strokes of my hair. This is like way more defined because this product is a lot thicker. So you can already see, like, just with 2 little strokes, it's really dramatic, because it's not like the pencil where it's very subtle and like it takes a lot. Like this is getting straight to the point. In mimicking your hair strokes, you want to start in the middle like before, and you want to just start with these hairs that grow out like this. Then you're gonna hit the curve. So this is the rough draft before I clean it up. Now, you see how like light and airy it is? Even though I put Dipbrow in this, it still looks super, super natural. Like it's not as solid as my full face brow. The mimic of the hairlines, or the replica, whatever the fuck, of the hairlines makes it like very, very like realistic, because it has like a gradient flow. It's super light up here and then it gets intense right there. Now, me personally, I would just clean this brow up with a makeup remover and a napkin or like a Q-tip and just go along it. But what you could do, since this is a softer brow, typically what I would do, or what I would do before I start like getting lazy, is I would take foundation. Now, when you do, you guys are gonna see when I do my nighttime brow, you're gonna use concealer. But because this is more of a daytime look, and I really wouldn't wear this brow on like a really heavy day, I probably wouldn't even have on eyeshadow with this, I would just use the same color as my face, my foundation. So I use the Fenty Beauty. This is, I am 390. I love this foundation. This foundation is amazing. I would just do one little pump on my hand. I would take, again, the MAC go-to eyebrow brush collection. This is a, what is that? This is a MAC 212. This brush is amazing. Like, I love this brush so much. It's just a flathead brush, like a concealer brush. I even use this brush like for my eyes sometimes. But so what I would do is, because there's a lot of foundation on there, I don't know if you guys can see, I look retarded. That's not nice to say. I look crazy. I would just pull this down. This is how you thin it out, because you don't want to go, and you see how much it is. You don't want to like dip into there and then you just have a glob of foundation. You pull it down, and that's how you like thin it out, or that's how I thin it out. And then I would just like take this brush that has like a smooth amount, not a glob of it. Like, see how it looks really smooth all throughout the brush? And I would just clean it up. Simple little cleanup. Don't try to go straight across with this either. You have to build. This is not realistic. Like, please don't do that. And this is literally the color of my skin. So once I blend it out, it's not even gonna look like this. Looks like if I had eyebrows, this is how I would look in real life, but I don't. And then I just take the top. A good way to not make sure this is not like, I don't like it when it looks like perfectly perfect. I start up here. I need more. I start up here, and then I kind of like gradually find a marking point and build up on it. But you can always go like a little bit higher than you expected. So then you could like pull it down a little bit. But if you just automatically just start like right there, like just dab your brush right into it, you might end up making your brow too thin. So that's why I kind of like start up there and kind of just like pinpoint it down a little bit and just kind of eyeball it to see where I want it to be. And then I might just stop and check it like, oh, okay, that's a nice size. And like already I got brows, bitch. Like, ooh. It's so cute. It's so sad that I don't have eyebrows, and it's all my mom's fault because her and Kyra have like the most amazing eyebrows. And I got my dad's eyebrows, and they're like bald. Like, okay, guys, so now we're gonna do brow number 3. This is that brow that I'm about to put on when I'm going to the club, when I got on some heels, and I have a full face, eyeshadow, lashes, the whole 9. This is like the nighttime brow. So you're going to definitely want to wear this if you are wearing a full face of makeup. This time I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. So, ignore that. This is just like similar to the MAC brush, but this one is just like a little bit more flowy, which is great for a lot of product because I feel like it kind of works like a dual fiber brush. Like, you can put a little bit of product and it shows a lot. And this product tends to show a lot. Like, if you go crazy with this, it's noticeable. So this brush is perfect for that. And then it has the spoolie on the other side. So we're going to start with a similar technique. Anywhere in the Dipbrow is fine. Try not to just get a lot because the key to this is like building up. So we're gonna start mid-brow and just go with it. With this, I tend to like draw more so on the outer corners of my brow, like the top and the bottom, and then fill it in. Like, I do like an outline and then I fill it in. You guys will see. Bam. Look at that. It's just so, see how much thicker this is than the last brow? It's just like, it's just crazy. Like, wow, I have eyebrows. I'm sitting here debating if I want to like edit out some of the footage of me like cursing and drinking wine. And I'm just like, Courtney, why would you do that? Like, don't you hate when you go to people's YouTube channels and they just not they self? Like, granted, everybody has like that little voice change, like the YouTube voice and then like your real voice, whatever. But when people just are like completely not themselves on YouTube or just on the internet, period, it's just like, stop. Like, it's just so ungeneric. So I just feel like, no, I'm not editing out anything because y'all just don't get the real me. And the real me drinks Pinot Grigio. A lot. Not a lot, but like most of the time. Also, another thing with this brow, I tend to make this one a little bit wider. So you're gonna see me creating that outline, but then kind of tracing a little bit above that outline just to stretch the brow as wide as I possibly can, because I feel like when I have on a whole glitter eye, my eyebrow needs to be like cutting shit up. So it gotta be full. Okay, so the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these brows in. But this time, instead of using foundation, I'm going to use, well, ideally, I would use concealer that is 2 shades lighter. I have fallen in love with this product. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Thick Foundation. And Shawnee actually suggested that I try this when it first released, and I went and bought them, and I've been in love ever since. They are like foundation sticks, but I use them as concealer because I like the consistency of them. This is destroyed because I've had it forever since Shawnee recommended it, which was like a year and a half ago. But basically, I use the shade Amber that's a little bit lighter than my actual skin tone. And I just kind of like brush it out. And I just use it to highlight my brow, to carve out my brow, just like I did with the Fenty foundation. A really good way to cross-reference to make sure these brows are aligned, because I feel like the nighttime brow is such a defined, definite brow that you definitely want to make sure they are a little bit asymmetrical. Your brows don't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure they at least look like sisters. They don't got to be twins. So what I do is just kind of like, I use my mold as a guideline too, but I just kind of make a little X with these, because if these are coming across each other symmetrically, your brows are going to be like on the same little horizon, like the Hollister bird. Like, so what I'm gonna do to blend this out, I drag it down a lot more because that's a lot thicker than the Fenty foundation that I use. I'm going to use a Pro Airbrush Concealer. This is number 57 from Sephora. And I'm just gonna blend this out. Usually what I do is I will put a little bit of excess foundation, or even just try to drag any of my excess foundation down into my eyelid, because I will be wearing a full face with this. So I would also need to prime my eyelids and make sure that's really smooth and even and all one color. So then I'm going to take some Fenty foundation, This is like a half a pump. I'm going to take that same concealer brush from MAC, the 212, and bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. And then I'm just going to like clean up just a little bit of that. You're going to just blend all of that out. But back to daytime, nighttime, and everyday brow. Do you guys see how these brows don't even match my hairline? Like, you can't be having full brows with no edges. Like, my edges are thin, so I couldn't get away with these brows on an everyday basis, personally. That's why I do 3 different brow techniques depending on what I'm doing for the day. All very similar, but all giving you different ranges of brows. Like super full brows match my edges brows kind of vibes. So then I would just blend that out, and then I would just get right into doing my face. But yeah, these are the full nighttime brows. This brow always is just like more curvier and more rounder than this brow, but hey, my brows aren't perfect. But yeah, that is how I achieved this look. So if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, like, subscribe, comment, share. I'm gonna have details of all of the products that I use listed in the description box below, along with the price and a link to where you can buy them. And that's all. Thanks for watching.